Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be learning the basics of Zoom. Zoom is a popular video conferencing app that has become super well known, especially during this pandemic. COVID-19 has forced many businesses to switch to a remote services model, much like our day programs, in order to stay afloat. This has made companies like Zoom that provide remote and telecommunications services very high in demand, and after using it for the last few months, I can see why. Let's go ahead and jump right in. One of the great things about Zoom is that it's able to be used on multiple platforms. This means that you can use it on your home or work computer, but also on your mobile devices like your smartphone, tablet, or laptop. The transition is super simple and has a very user-friendly interface, no matter which platform you decide to use. The first thing about Zoom that you need is an internet connection to use it. So you'll either need home internet service, Wi-Fi, phone service, or a mobile hotspot in order to use Zoom. The next thing you'll want to do is hop over to the Zoom website to create a profile and download the program. You can access the Zoom website by using your internet browser of choice and typing in zoom.us into the address bar and clicking enter or go. You'll be redirected to the Zoom homepage where you'll be able to quickly sign up by clicking on the orange sign up button on the top right corner of your window. Just follow all on-screen prompts and enter your information in order to create a profile. Once your profile is created, I recommend you familiarize yourself with the account settings. Understanding how to use it will be key to personalizing your Zoom experience as well as access any advanced features. Here you'll be able to manage your meetings, such as scheduling or managing your personal Zoom meeting room, access or change your account information, or manage your Zoom recordings, and much more. One really cool thing about Zoom is that you have the option to use it straight from their website without having to download an app onto your device. You basically use Zoom from the internet browser. This is an easy way to quickly jump in. However, you'll want to download the program from the website, the Apple Store, or the Google Play Store for a more stable experience. To do this, go to the Zoom homepage and click on the Resources button on the top right side of your homepage window. Click on the Download Zoom Client option to download directly to your device. If you're using this from your phone or tablet, this link will redirect you to the Apple Store or Google Play Store to download the app. Now that you've created a profile and downloaded the Zoom program onto your device, let's find out how to join a Zoom meeting. You'll want to find your Zoom app or program on your device by locating the Zoom icon. It will be a white camera with a blue background. Click or double-click the program icon to open the login window, which will prompt you to enter your email and password. Once you've entered this information, you'll be redirected to a new window with a few different options. You'll be able to create a new meeting and host a room, or join a meeting in progress and become a participant. Let's start off by showing you how to join a meeting. Joining a meeting is a very simple and easy thing to do. The first window you will see when you click the Join Meeting button is a few things. First, it'll ask you for a meeting ID and also your username. The meeting ID is a unique number used to access a meeting room. You'll have to get this number from the host, as each host has a unique ID. The username is what others in the room will see you as you join the meeting. You will also see options below that will ask you if you want to enter the room with your audio and video on or off. Once you enter the meeting ID and click on Join, one of two things will happen. If the host has a password, it will prompt you to put that password in. Passwords are case sensitive, meaning that you'll have to pay attention and make sure you enter capital and non-capital letters correctly. If the host has not set up a password, you will join the meeting or meeting waiting room if your host has one set up. Waiting rooms are a nifty way for the host to direct traffic. All participants wanting to join a Zoom meeting will be first directed to the waiting room until the host allows them to join the room. Once you're in, you're all set. Whether you're a host or a participant, you'll be able to access the meeting ID and password for the meeting room at any time. You can do this by clicking on this green shield icon with a check mark. Once you click on this, it will show you the meeting room information, such as the meeting ID, the host name, and also the passcode for that room. Now let's move on to hosting a meeting and learning the basic meeting controls. As a meeting host, you'll have several meeting control options that are available to all participants and a few special controls that only the meeting host or co-host will be able to access. So to host the meeting, you'll want to click the New Meeting or orange button at the Zoom window screen. Once in the room, you'll be able to start allowing participants to enter. If you have a Zoom waiting room available, you'll be able to screen who comes into your meetings. Down at the bottom will be your Zoom meeting control bar. Here you'll be able to find the controls you'll need to run your meeting. Let's talk about two important things first of all. The mute and video button. These two buttons are available to all participants. The mute button is a small microphone looking button on the bottom left hand side of your Zoom window. Clicking this button will either enable or disable your audio, allowing the room participants to hear or not hear what you're saying. The next button is the camera or video control button. This is the button that looks like a small camera at the bottom left hand corner of your screen next to your mute button. This button disables or enables your device's camera to capture video to be shown in the Zoom room. The next button is the participants button. This will allow you to see who is exactly in your room, as well as access advanced controls for each of your participants. You can access advanced controls by clicking the blue More button on the right side of each person's username. As a host, you'll be able to mute them manually or disable their video at will. However, you will not be able to unmute or control the use of their camera, but there will be an option that asks the participant to restart their video or audio. When you click this, it flashes a prompt or message on the participant's screen asking them to enable their video or audio. From this participants window, you can also grant host or co-host control, as well as place a person in the waiting room or remove them if need be. Be careful and mindful of your use with the remove function, as it will prompt you to create a report for that person as well as ban them from coming back into your meeting room. Use this sparingly and only when you need to. You'll also have the ability to invite people to your meeting room using the invite button on the participants window screen. If you click on that, it will allow you to send an invitation either using personal contacts or your device by email. Clicking on the email button will direct you to your email programmer app that you can enter email addresses to send the invite. The invitation will not only include the meeting ID information and password, but it will also provide an easy link for your guests to click and access your Zoom meeting room. This will automatically allow them to join your room and bypass entering the information manually. Next is the chat function. Clicking on the chat buttons will open your chat dialog box on the right-hand side below the participant screen. Here you'll be able to send messages to any participant in the room. By clicking on the small drop-down menu on the bottom, you'll be able to speak to the entire room via chat or be able to send private messages to a specific participant. The next feature we will talk about is the reactions button. This button will have fun emojis to access to use during a Zoom meeting, such as thumbs up, a heart, but also more importantly, the raise hand feature. If you click on the raise hand feature, a small hand will show up on your video window next to your picture, as well as on the participants list next to your name in these two locations. This indicates to the host or speaker that you have a question and would like to interrupt. This is a more convenient way to control a meeting and the flow of conversations. Next, we will talk about how to access advanced video and audio controls. Next to your mute button or video button is a little up arrow. If you click on this, it will bring up another menu. Clicking on either audio or video settings will be able to allow you to modify a few things like speaking or speaker volume, as well as tweak your video settings like adding a virtual background or some fun filters. Just play around with the settings here to get used to Zoom and get it just the way you like it. The next feature, and one of the coolest, is the share screen feature. Here you'll be able to do exactly that, sharing your screen for others to see. It's pretty neat if you want to show a specific picture, website, or presentation, such as PowerPoint, to the rest of the class. But one of the cooler functions is the whiteboard function. The whiteboard is a digital presentation board that you can use for your meeting. It's like having a chalkboard in the classroom, as you can write text, draw, or even erase on command, as well as have access to a few fun things like drawing shapes or even fun stamps. Now that you have a better idea on how to use Zoom and the basic meeting control options, we will talk about the differences between Zoom Basic and Zoom Pro. Zoom Basic is the free version of Zoom, and Zoom Pro is the paid version. Let's start off with talking about the differences. One of the limitations on Zoom Basic is that host meetings are constrained to a 40-minute time limit. After 40 minutes from creating the room, it will kick you out, as well as all of your participants. Zoom Pro, on the other hand, will allow you to host multiple meetings on the same account with up to 100 people. There will be no time limit on these meetings, which means you can potentially leave a room open indefinitely if you wanted to. The next limitation you'll face is concerning meeting recordings. If you choose to record your meeting, Zoom Basic does not grant you access to Zoom Cloud Storage, which means you'll have to save your recording on your device and take up some precious space. In contrast, Zoom Pro allows you to access their cloud storage system to quickly access any of your meeting recordings. Bottom line, Zoom Basic is great for casual users looking to host small family gatherings or catch up with old and new friends. The limitations are really non-constricting and are minor issues. If your meeting does run too long, simply close the room and re-invite all of your friends and family. It offers a lot of utility at little or no cost. Zoom Pro is primarily targeted at small and large businesses looking to expand their businesses through telecommunication abilities. Zoom Pro offers several different paid tiers, with each of their own perks that helps businesses create a personalized and effective meeting space for their employees to communicate. Advanced controls such as breaking larger groups into smaller and more controlled meetings, as well as switching its participants at will from group to group, can create a more streamlined way to have large meetings at once. Zoom is a great conferencing call program whether you're a casual user or a professional. The interface is very simple and easy to pick up, and overall one of the easier and convenient services out there if you're looking for a conferencing call program. Although this video is just scratching the surface of Zoom, there are a lot more tutorials out there for you to access via YouTube or even the Zoom website itself. So just make sure to check out both if you're looking to become a Zoom professional. Thanks again for watching. See you again soon.